fucking embrace at the end, but we know what it was. He's like, bro, I need a job, and you're going to make me lose mine because you're playing like ass.
Yep.
That's all it was.
That's what I was seeing, too. Not even, like, big picture Trubisky, like, oh, your career's over with type shit.
Yeah.
But just small picture. Hey, there's 2 minutes left. You're throwing 50% right now.
Yeah.
You're obviously not working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say you got injured. I'm going to put in Chase Daniels, and if Chase Daniels wins this game, you're still the starting quarterback next week. But I'm just going to see.
Yeah, I need to see what I got.
Not see what you got, because you can't see what you got. There's no future for Chase Daniels. There's no seeing what you got.
Yeah, obviously.
But like you said at first, I'm gonna see if I can win this game. And right now, this second, you don't give me any confidence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put in the guy that can make the offense work a little bit better. Can't make the throws you can throw, but can make the offense work a little bit better, and see what I got. Now that shit instantly backfired.
Yeah.
Chase Daniels came out, looked all right for the first play, and after that, it was like, oh shit.
So you think next week they're going back to Trubisky?
They have to. I mean, unless he's injured, but there's no way Chase Daniels works.
There ain't no way.
Because Chase Daniels doesn't work because the age, one. But two, Chase Daniels has already played, I want to say 2 or 3 games this year. It didn't look good. It looked really good the first game because, again, he can orchestrate the offense. But when it comes down to it, he has to make those throws. He just doesn't have it.
Trubisky saved his job this year, but
yeah, he's gonna be. Yeah, there's no other way. He's gonna be a starting quarterback the rest of the way this year. But boy,
yeah, unless he completely flips the script these last 6 games,
I don't think he has what it takes.
If he does, he'll save his job. If he doesn't, he's out, just like everybody expects him to be out.
Yeah. All right. So next quarterback, good old Thomas Brady.
Some call him the GOAT. Yeah,
he was in the game with the Eagles, and they only scored 17 points.
Yeah,
which, I mean, it's a win. At the end of the day, it's a win.
Yeah,
but it's pretty hard to watch that Patriots offense and not look at it and say, "Man, something's wrong."
They just sputter.
Do you think that Tom Brady is washed, or do you think there's some other issue?
I'm not sure I would call him washed because he's still capable of doing things. I definitely think he's lost more than a step to the point where he's trending towards wash. He doesn't have any power in his arm anymore. That shit is gone. I don't know if the vegan diet, the TB12 workout plan, that shit ain't cutting it. That man can't throw the ball 40 yards.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad for an NFL quarterback. He also seems way too fucking flustered when pressure's on him. Like he just doesn't want to get hurt or some shit. That's weird. He was missing easier throws that I feel like were easy for him maybe 2 years ago aren't just run-of-the-mill passes for Tom Brady anymore. They're just like, Tom Brady missed that throw. Whatever. And then you kind of just like wash it away and then you just keep watching. But I was watching and I was like, this is not Tom Brady that I've grown accustomed. Like, obviously, he's never been this guy that's going to just lights out. This is the most amazing quarterback play I've ever seen. But he's going to put the ball where the fuck he wants to put the ball. And it just doesn't seem like he's capable of doing that anymore.
See, I see it a whole different way.
What's that?
I'm seeing everybody say the erosion of Tom Brady. And now I have seen a couple of throws, down the field throws, where you may question his arm strength.
Yeah.
But I think it's completely irrelevant because all those throws where I did question his arm strength were 50 yards down the field.
Okay.
Which I just don't think you need to be able to make to play quarterback. And I mean, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning the year he won a Super Bowl. It's so many quarterbacks that prove you do not need to be able to throw the ball that far.
Okay.
It's nice, though. It is very nice. And there's a whole bunch of quarterbacks that can throw that ball that far, and they ain't going to get you shit.
Yeah.
Right? So I think the things that matter is timing and accuracy.
Okay.
What's happening when I watch that offense has nothing to do with Tom Brady. He is missing throws. So I've seen him miss some throws like, he's throwing a little high, he's throwing a little low. But I think most of that is what's going on with that left tackle. They're not protecting him, and it's been like that since the beginning of the season.
So you think he's just shook up at this point?
Yeah, so I think at the beginning of the season, it was legit, pressure. He got pressure. He got sacked a couple times last night.
Yeah.
But it's legit. You know, you're rushing throws, you're throwing out, you're not throwing out of a perfect platform. And then also, what I feel like people are completely missing, his receivers, there is not one receiver that is getting them separation. His deep threat on a gadget play ain't open. Did you see that shit?
What's that?
It was the first gadget play. The second gadget play was wide open. But the first gadget play, I think it was a flea flicker. He gave it to the running back threw it back. Tom Brady has his deep threat, Phil Dorsett, running across the field with a cornerback wearing the same jersey as him. Now, if you can't beat coverage normally, that's one thing. But if you can't beat coverage on just to have a little daylight, Tom Brady put the ball where it's supposed to go. The thing is, there was no way for him to make that catch because the defender was all over him. Now you got also. I remember another thing that's kind of leaning me to think that Tom Brady isn't washed up is I remember one year where Gronk was injured for the first, I think, either 4 or 6 games of the season, and this may have been 3 or 4 years ago. And everybody said the same thing then. Tom Brady's washed up. Tom Brady's washed up. Look, he can't make any throws. But what was the constant? It was Julian Edelman and a bunch of nobodies. The only person that was reliable was Julian Edelman. The second Gronk entered into that offensive lineup again, there's like, oh shit, Tom Brady is the GOAT. Right now he's throwing to Philip Dorsett, which we were hoping was going to be good, but he's not. He's throwing to Julian Edelman, who is a constant, but can't go catch. He's throwing about 30 times. You got to get somebody to catch 20. He can't catch 20. He's throwing the running backs, which he's been doing for a while, but there's nothing. There's nothing out there.
See, you're part of this idea that Tom Brady can play till he's 90 as long as you give him elite receivers. I'm just not buying that narrative.
I don't think he needs elite.
You think he needs?
He either needs one elite receiver, which he's had.
He's got one.
Who?
The guy that's carrying their fucking receiving core right now. Did you not think that Edelman's a solid receiver at all?
I do like Edelman a lot.
Okay, so he's got his elite receiver.
That's an elite receiver? He's an elite slot guy.
Which is a what position? What position does he play?
But what is slot? What is slot though?
It's a receiver.
It is. But it's a slot receiver is different than an outside receiver. Also, Julian Edelman's not a kind of guy that, hey, shut up and trouble me, throw this up to Julian Edelman. He has those type of hands. He doesn't have the type of.
They just got back N'Keal Harry.
Okay, and what's he gonna do?
He's a big body guy that can high point the ball.
High point the ball and not get open. Go ahead.
As long as you need,
he has guys on the team that can catch the football. He doesn't have anybody on his team that can get open.
Philip Dorsett is a fast guy.
Yeah, and for some reason it doesn't matter. Couldn't tell you why.
Because you can't just the Patriots are out here thinking that they have to run these. Do you see the fucking routes that Edelman runs? They're like 18 stop and goes and then a curl up the sideline. Like, no. Let your speedsters get on a straight line and just burn motherfuckers. The problem is Tom Brady is trending downhill. No. He can't do that. They have this idea now that, we've got to put all these dips, slips, and cuts into our routes because if we tell Philip Dorsett to run straight, Tom Brady will throw it 10 yards behind him because he can outrun Tom Brady's deep ball. That's the problem.
That may be part of it. But if that's the case, then explain to me what's going on in New Orleans.
What do you mean?
What's going on in New Orleans? What's happening with a guy who's still performing at a Pro Bowl level, who's still getting a whole bunch of completions, and is not throwing the ball down the field very far? A guy who is literally having a number one receiver catch 10 balls for 150 yards.
He's got Michael Thomas on his team.
Exactly.
You can't.
I'm not saying he needs Michael Thomas. I say he needs one of the two. Michael Thomas / Gronk, which is a guy that you can get the ball to no matter what. He can catch it. Or that's saying an elite player. Or you need a cast of guys that can all get open, which is what he had when he first started. When they were saying Tom Brady could throw to anybody,
yeah,
and he just had like a cast of guys. Yeah. They were all Edelman level. They were all a bunch of guys that can go catch 90 balls for 800 yards. They couldn't have 1,000-yard seasons often. They weren't like guys that gonna get you 10 touchdowns, but they were guys that every time you threw the ball to them, they're catching it.
I don't know.
So he needs one or the other. He has neither right now.
When I look at Tom Brady, and I just completely ignore the receivers that are out there. I'm looking at where the ball is placed when these receivers are attempting to catch that ball. Yeah. It's at their ankles. It's fucking 2 feet above their heads. It's so sporadic at this point that I can't help but think that, yes, having a great receiver would help you in the sense that he can catch your terrible ass fucking passes. Yes, that's where it helps. But other than that, every fucking receiver in the league shouldn't have to be Calvin Johnson or Michael Thomas. You should be able to have your average NFL caliber receiver that should be able to catch passes, but they can't because who knows where the fuck Tom Brady's going to throw it this pass.
All right, before we move on, and I think a lot of that has to do with the left tackle. Dude, this has been the thing about Tom Brady since forever. If you get pressure in his face, if you get pressure on him, he's not that good. But this isn't something that's happened when he turned 40. This has gone back to when he was in his 20s. If they cannot protect Tom Brady, if if they can't protect Tom Brady and the timing isn't perfect on the routes, Tom Brady is what he was, a 6th-round pick. When everything is in order because of that machine up there for the Patriots, he's amazing. The machine ain't working right now. But I feel like we gave that way too much time.
Okay.
So let's move on to our picks from last week.
Yep.
So I forgot. How many picks did I get?
You got 10.
Correct? 10 out of, okay. And how many did you get?
I got 7.
Okay.
I like going with the underdog. So let's see.
All right. So as far as last week's games or this weekend's game that just happened, is there anything that you take it away? Jets, Redskins, Jags, Colts.
I think the biggest takes I have are the Panthers. Kyle Allen's not the answer there.
Jesus Christ.
He is not the fucking answer.
And we're seeing him follow the same trajectory that most people that are not the answer follow, which is, hey, first couple games, man, this is good. This is a good change of pace. Film comes out, and all of a sudden,
other than that, the Ravens, they look like the real deal.
Yeah, it's hard to even pick a team that could beat the Ravens on their best day because the teams that you would think could beat the Ravens would be defensive teams, but they already ran through the Patriots. The Bears are not playing the type of defense they were playing last year. The Saints maybe can give them something, but I mean, I thought the Texans would be, but their defense is too it's too insurmountable. Yeah. It's nothing that you could have told me that Watson wouldn't have went out there and scored, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
You take
There's
the
no way.
over all day long because there's going to be 70 points scored in this game.
Yeah.
And there wasn't. Baltimore just almost covered the whole fucking over by themselves.
Yeah, their defense is not – and that's another thing, too. After y'all had the big turnover on defense, we all lost all your linebackers and all that stuff like that last year.
The defense might be better right now.
Maybe.
I mean, statistically, they're not just because they had that lull in the first part of the season.
I feel like they are.
I could see it.
Like, how many points did the Texans score?
The Texans scored 7 in the second half of the
Who's holding the Texans?
Quarter.
I feel like Texans is about as powerful as an offense you can run into. At least top 3 as far as like, man, these guys can run the ball consistently.
Yeah.
They're not very good in the run game as far as like getting 10-yard gains or anything. But as far as putting 4 yards, 5 yards on you, they're good at that. Throwing the ball, I mean, they have what was an MVP candidate throwing a football. They have a receiving core, one of the best receivers in football, in my opinion, the best receiver in football. And you hold that to 7 points. You're saying top 5 quarterback, number 1 receiver. They do have some O-line issues, but they fixed a lot of those. And a plotting running game, and you hold that to 7 points.
That 7 points came with, I believe, 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And the Ravens started to pull their starters.
Yeah. So, the Ravens are looking scary right now.
Yeah.
And they've been looking like that for a couple of weeks now. But, at first, I didn't believe in y'all defense because it's like, okay, like, y'all offense has to keep up, what the defense is lacking right now.
It's like some people, and they keep adding players, which is weird to me, but it's working out.
Yeah.
But who else played this weekend that surprised?
I wanted to say something about that Redskins-Jets game. Did not watch that because I would not do that to myself. No. But, man, did you see Haskins pleading to his own line?
That's crazy to me because it looks like nobody wants to be there.
Right.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
The people that are getting paid, the vets, they're just like, bro, I don't want to hear this shit. We suck. Shut the fuck up.
I think that's a lot of what it was, man. I feel like Haskins went over there like trying to, like be a leader and try to get these guys riled up. But they looked at him like, bitch, have you ever tried to block somebody? Like, that's how they looked at him.
Yeah.
Like,
they like shrugged them off, chuckled.
It's not that we don't want to block for you. We're trying our hardest. Have you blocked these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Like, the Jets have been getting beat up, but I mean, since last year, the thing about the Jets has been their safeties and their D-line. The quarterbacks suck, but the safeties and their D-line. And now all of a sudden, these Jets are just coming in. Sam Darnold's doing what he's supposed to do, and the D-line is playing hard and getting, they got 6 sacks on them? Yeah. Yeah, you try blocking them. So, that was pretty funny.
It's a rough situation.
Yeah, Colts do Colts things against the Jags. I didn't get to see the Jags, but I did like what Nick Foles looked like he was doing from the stat box. Lions, Cowboys.
Dak was dealing. Ezekiel Elliott has yet to show me this season that he's worth the money.
It's so funny that they sign him this year. Like, let him do all that holding out.
Yeah.
Sign him this year, knowing they're going to go away from the running game.
Yeah.